Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Straight into it today. I thought try and maybe mix up the way that I do things, especially torch content. I generally spend a lot of time talking and less time actually showing, so I thought I'd try and see if I could speed that up so that we can get more into the actual torch or flashlight itself. So what we're here today to look at is the Hoto, and I hope I'm saying that right. I don't think it's Hoto. Anyway, Hoto. This is the Hoto Flashlight Lite. Now I saw this, when did I see this? I think I saw this just after Christmas on Instagram, and as soon as I saw it, like a genuine Moorlandese magpie, I was like, okay, that looks cool. I need to get one of these and I need to be able to show you these. So I did. So what I'll do is, as I usually do, I'll turn the camera around so that we can take a closer look at this. While I'm doing that, if at any point you do enjoy this content, then please feel free to hit that like, subscribe and share. That would be absolutely amazing. If you do choose to do that, I'd like to thank you. It certainly does help my channel, and it shows your appreciation for this content. So again, thank you very much. But for now, let's turn the camera around to take a closer look at the Hoto Flashlight Lite. Well, it would seem that I've started the last few pieces of content with, I'm not an unboxing channel. However, I think it's just nice to be able to unbox things so that you can see how they look, especially with these Hoto products. The Hoto brand has a very high-end appearance to them, and that's not saying that it's like some sort of facade that they're not high-end. They are very high-end. You get a very Apple iPhone-esque unboxing. So on the back here, this is a Chinese company, so you'll find that you have all of the information in Chinese, but then below there you have everything in English. And to open this up, again, as I say, you know, it really does have a very premium, although I've just realised I put it in the wrong way because there's a little pull tab there if I'd have done it the right way. But you have a very premium unboxing. It actually reminds me, I know I just used the analogy of iPhone, but it actually reminds me of very similar to like an IKEA style branding, especially with the colours. So here you get the flashlight itself, which I'll just put to one side. There is a diffuser cone here, and then on the inside you've got a charger, and the instructions are in there. But yeah, you know, it's not too much. It's not, you know, it just gives it an air of high quality. And it certainly does feel like high quality. If I bring this back in here, I'm going to put the diffuser on, mainly because while I've been using this, I've actually been using it with the diffuser. I've used this very little without it. This has been used in and out of the house, and with the diffuser it does a very good job of being able to diffuse the light and to make sure that it spreads around. So as we usually do, we'll go into some measurements, we'll go into some construction, and then we'll go into the features of the light, and then we'll have a lot more about how it works outside and how it looks in the dark. So straight into it, as far as measurements are concerned, it comes in at 164 millimeters by 30 millimeters wide. Now there's no sort of beveling, or there isn't a wider and a shorter part to this. This is 100% a cylindrical tube that is the same diameter through the length, which hopefully you can see here. If I turn this round again, hopefully you'll be able to see that that there isn't a wider or a shorter part. And that's it. I mean, as far as measurements are concerned, because it just is a long cylinder made of metal. As far as metal, so this is made from a very high grade aluminium, which means that it's nice and tough. As far as the weight is concerned, it is a little on the weightier side. It comes in at 160 grams. Now, I mean, you know, it's 160 grams. It's not heavy in that respect. However, it feels, I say this so many times, but my nan, she always used to say to me, if you pick something up and it feels heavy, it's probably expensive. And that's what you get with this. You get a little bit more heft that makes it feel like it is a high-end product. And as I've said before, you know, it definitely is a high-end product. Now, we've got the dogs in the garden today, so if you hear little toes kind of scratching around, that's because the dogs are having a look about. where were we? Metal. On the end, you'll be able to see that there is a plastic hook. So the plastic hook has a spring opening here. So if you want to hang this off anything, then you can do it. You can certainly do that with ease, whether it's being hung off a bag or maybe you're trying to put something in a car, work underneath the bonnet. You can put a small carabiner onto this and you can hang it pretty much off anywhere. If I was, and I usually get to that if I was going to change anything. Now this definitely isn't a negative, and it certainly hasn't put me off. Getting this, but I think if they wanted to update this, it would be great if there was a magnet in here. I know a lot of these style flashlights. Well, actually, I say these style. This isn't the style of any flashlight I've had before, because this is like, for me, if Dyson made a flashlight. Do you know what I mean? Rather than being the rugged military law enforcement style flashlights that I generally go for, this feels a little bit more like a statement piece or a work of art, you know? It really does feel like that. It's incredibly high end, and yeah, it's just very different in the looks, the aesthetics, certainly to the lights that I go for, and I like it for that. But what I think would be cool is, rather than so this the clip here on the end, this doesn't come off. I think it would be great if there was a magnet in here, so you could detach this. With a lot of the neodymium magnets nowadays, they are incredibly strong, so I think it would hold the weight of the flashlight itself. But you could take this off, you could attach it to something by a magnet, or if you wanted to, you could just pop that back on the end. I think that would be a great addition. As I say though, this 100% doesn't take anything away from this light, and the clip on the end, it does a very good job. As I say, you can hang this off pretty much anything. So you have the tube, as I say, here at the end. You'll hopefully be able to see that there is a focusing ring. So if you've ever used things like LED Lenser lights, you'll find with those that they have a focus ring. So if I bring this to the fore end here, hopefully you'll be able to see that you can see the LED module on the inside. Now as I bring this forward, it moves the lens forwards and backwards, so you can see it will change the focal point of the LED on the inside. So whether you want a wider spread like this, or whether you're trying to search for something specifically and you need a more of a narrowed focus, you can do that with the use of this, and it does it very well. It's incredibly smooth. Whatever the bushings are, whatever that they use in here, there's no sort of grind or grit to it. It's just, as I say, it's incredibly smooth. But what this also features as, other than be able to focus this, when I turn this over, you'll be able to see that there is a USB Type-C port in there for you to be able to charge it. Now it does come with a USB Type-C cable included within the packaging, but USB Type-C is certainly becoming a little bit more prevalent around the world now. So I think very soon, once Apple change a lot of their products, it will just become the global standard for charging. Inside here there is a 2600 milliamp hour battery, which does a good job. Now if you compared this maybe to other flashlights that have it like a 21700 style battery, which is probably roughly twice the size of this, I mean, yeah, okay, it's great to have that extra power in the battery if it's needed. However, the maximum output from this is 1000 lumens, so I think 2600 milliamp hours from this you can get up to, in its low mode, you can get up to 24 hours worth of light from this. So I think it does a very good job, and I think the size of the battery in here is good for the output that you get from this. There are 3 modes, or let's say we have 3 light modes, and then we have 2 special modes. So the light modes are operated by the power button here, and then the 2 special modes are operated by the SOS button that you can see here as well. So to turn it on, you hit on and it turns on. Here hopefully you'll be able to see that it's turned green. Now the LED within the power button also gives you an indication of how much battery that there's left in it. So at the moment it's on green, which means that there's more than 60% battery in here. If it turns to amber, then it's less than 60%. There is also red, and then there's red flashing. Red flashing is to tell you that it's less than 10% battery, so you need to get that charged. But then to move between each of the settings, it's a single press. So then we've gone from low to medium. Press it again, and it'll go from medium to high. Now the actual luminosity from each of these, on low it comes in at 50 lumens, where you'll be able to get 24 hours of light from that. The medium is 350 lumens, which will give you approximately 3.5 hours worth of battery, and then you've got 1000 lumens, which is high, which will give you roughly 2 hours worth of battery. Now I don't have any of the equipment that you need, so I'm just purely going off what the manufacturers state that the lumen levels are. But what they do state is that these are true lumens. So rather than some where you'll see in other people that do have the equipment that they can test this, where it says, you know, it's 1000 lumens, but really they've kind of rounded it up. It's actually 920 lumens. Hoto are stating that the 1000 lumens that you get from this is actually 1000 lumens. Now, again, I don't have the equipment that I can test that. I'm just purely going off what the manufacturer states, but I will say that on 1000 lumens, it certainly is very, very bright and comparable, if not slightly brighter than other 1000 lumen flashlights that I've tested in the past. The other button here is the SOS button. So you turn this on. Now, it doesn't actually go into SOS first. You turn it on and it goes into strobe mode, which again, if you wanted to, you could narrow and define where that you wanted to have that. But I think with a strobe, you'd really want it to be as wide as possible. You press it again, and then we're in SOS mode there as well. Now, with SOS mode, I definitely say that this is an advantage of having this diffuser on the end. I think if you were in a situation where you wanted to be found, if you were out and about somewhere, being able to throw the light and to diffuse it over a wider level, this is definitely where this diffuser comes in, and it certainly comes in well. You press it again, and then it turns off. Now, another thing that I think would be good to change, and again, this doesn't take anything away from this light. I still think it's a good light. So you've got low, medium, high, off. You have to circle through all of the settings before you can then turn it off. I think what would be good, maybe if you got to medium and then did a 2-second long press. I think if they could change that, a long press once you're on a setting, to then be able to turn it off with a long press, I think that'd be great. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, having to cycle through them, it's nothing really. But I think for the user interface, I think that would be a great update to this. The diffuser does a very good job as well. You can see that there's a lot of thought being put into this diffuser. If I can get this right in the light, hopefully on the inside you can see, so on the inside of here it has almost a mirror finish to it. That way any light that isn't passing through the diffuser will get passed back to the reflector on this, which will then get passed back through. You can see that there's a lot of thought that's been put into this. And then on the outside here, it has a matte finish to make sure that whatever light is coming out of this certainly does get diffused and spread over a wider area. This can be used in a few different ways. Certainly when it's on its high mode, I've been walking the dogs with this, and it's actually been sufficient to walk the dogs with this on. Or as well, sorry, I meant in the opposite way around, but on the low mode, it's great for that. You can hang this if you're out camping. And you want to read something, or if maybe you're out and about and maybe you're in a hotel, you want to put this down and use it just as a bit of a lantern to be able to read with, you can certainly do that as well. But this is brilliant. I actually have, as I mentioned, you know, I've been using this solely with the diffuser here on the end. What I also love is, yes, I'm a science geek, so when the diffuser moves forward, can you see how the light changes? So here it's quite a warm light, but the light waves as it passes through the diffuser with the distance as it increases, it goes from a warm light to a very cool light. Yeah, I'm a science geek, and you know, I certainly appreciate that. Now let's have a look at what it looks like in the dark. think the one thing that I was curious when I saw this, you know, I saw it, and as I say, like a Morlandese Magpie, I was like, that looks cool, and I want to try it. I want to see what it's actually like. It feels high-end, it works high-end, it is a high-end product, but the big thing that I wanted to find out was, is this style over substance? And it isn't. It isn't at all. This is style meets substance. Rather than going for your rugged, testosterone, manly flashlight, you can still have an elegant, okay, I'm going to say it, beautiful flashlight, and it work exactly what you'd want from a flashlight. Plus extra features. I know I said a lot through this, but the diffuser on this is a very, very well thought out diffuser. It's great. Honestly, it really is good. So now, as I mentioned, or at least I hope I mentioned this at the beginning, that Hoto make a lot of different products, and they are all. If Dyson made a screwdriver, this is what it would look like. If Apple made a cordless drill, this is what it would look like. And you know, there is a cordless screwdriver, there's a cordless drill, there's a laser measuring tool, there's a portable tire inflator, lots of different things that are designed exactly with that ethos that Apple had when, you know, when they had that row with Microsoft, and they're like, you know, you'll never find an ugly Apple Macintosh kind of thing back in the day, and they do it exceptionally well. So I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing more from these, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you a little bit more of some other products that I think, especially for EDC, will work great, whether it's in your actual day-to-day carry like you could do with a flashlight like this, or whether it's something that is a tertiary item, so that maybe you can work on your knives, you can work on different things. So yeah, definitely check out Hoto. Now, I checked the website this morning, and I think there is a code that I definitely checked the website. I think the code was 2022 Hoto, which gives you some discount. I was going to try and remember what it was then, but it does give you some discount for the first time that you purchase one of their products. And there were also some discounts on orders over $100 and so on and so forth. So I'll leave some of their links in the description below so that you can see more from them, and also more from them on social media. I'll leave some of my social media links below, as always. You know, might as well try and check me out. I've just hit 7,000 subscribers here on YouTube as well, so that's amazing. I want to say thank you to all 7,000 of you. Here's to the next 7,000, because obviously we're trying to hit 1 million by the end of 2022. That would be amazing. But hey, for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Come on, he's a big fatty. Here's a big fatty. Say hello. Hello. This is, I mean, people might look at this and think it's a whippet. It's not a whippet. This is a Moorlandese Schnitthound. It's very similar to a whippet, but they smell worse. And they're a little bit more, yeah, they're definitely a little bit more stinky. Hey? Hey? And the other one likes to get into trouble too. Stinker. Go on then, fatty. Go on, big boy. Right, where were we?
Alright then.
So, what do you think? Any good? What do you think? Stanley, what's your impression of the Hoto flashlight? Sir? Hello? What do you think? Norman? No? He loves it.